Give me just a second to make sure that this is really live before I talk. Talking about something different. There we go. Okay. I was just live on my personal page talking about this, and I decided I would come back in my group and do another live specifically about this thing because this is a thing that takes me way out of my comfort zone. And I'm talking about it anyway because it's a little weird even for me. And I'm talking about things that I haven't really spoken much about publicly. The people that are closest to me have known about these things for a while, but it just wasn't, I wasn't comfortable talking about it and I didn't feel a need to talk about it. But now all that's changed. So here I am. And what I want to talk about today is the fact that I see angels. It's an ability that I developed, and I developed this ability because I wanted to. I did it several years ago, and I began by asking for this ability in some very specific ways, and I incorporated some mind body techniques that I'm an expert in. And it was great. It worked. I see them. It's fabulous. It's every bit as cool as you might imagine. And I was perfectly fine with not talking publicly about it. I was. It was okay. And all of that changed on September 15th of this year, 2021. Angels woke me up really early in the morning, got me out of bed because they wanted me to do something that I thought was crazy. And they wanted me to recreate that same work that I did to be able to see them and put it in video and make it available to you so that other people could see them too. And I thought it was nuts. But the longer I listened to them, I got excited about it. I created the work the same day. That work, that program is now created and it's available. And the link, you'll see, I'll put the link above this and you can go and check it out. It's not anything expensive. It is something really interesting. And if this pulls at you in any way, go check it out. I would encourage you to try this thing. Now, when I went live just a little bit ago on my personal page, I got a really quick comment because you can ask me questions here. If you've got a question or a comment about this, I will do my best to answer it. I'm not an expert on this, and I can only tell you the way things work based on what I see and what angels tell me. Okay? But when I posted this on my personal page, I got a quick comment because I was talking about way more people looked at a cat post that I made than about the post I made earlier in the week about seeing angels. And I thought, are you really more interested in cats than angels? And I love cats. And someone commented, well, cats are angels. And I responded to that comment, and I'm going to talk about it at length here because I don't want to in any way diminish the role that animals, cats, dogs, horses, all animals, play in our lives, in our human experience. This is a very important thing. One of the big things that they are here to do is to teach unconditional love because that's a thing that they have mastered that humans have not. It's a big deal. Animals, for any of you who know me personally, and many in this group do, animals were my first friends. They remain some of my closest friends and companions. It's a special relationship. I don't want to diminish that in any way. But angels are not animals. In the same way that cats aren't dogs, angels are not cats, and angels are also not human. Angels are, for lack of a better word, a separate species, a completely separate species. They are not human, they never have been, they are designed completely differently. And from my perspective, again, this comes to you through my filter, others may see something different. Angels are here to help humans in the process of creation. Creation. That's their primary function. So when people, okay, I've said that, cats and dogs aren't angels. They don't go on to become angels. And I want to say clearly here, angels are also not your dead loved ones. And that's kind of a common misconception. Now, I can speak to this from a really unusual perspective because I also have the ability to see people who are no longer living in their bodies. That's a thing I've been able to do for way longer than I've seen angels. I have seen quite literally thousands and thousands of dead people, and they're just fine. I want you to be clear with this. They are fine. They're not in pain, they're not upset. They are fine. But they are also not angels. When when a human leaves their body and makes transition out of physical into non-physical, they don't get a pair of wings. There is expansion of a kind that I almost really can't even describe, an expansion of their soul, if you will. It's a wonderful thing to see, and I've been privileged to see it a number of times. But angels are not human. They never have been, and they are something separate, completely separate. So I don't know how to help you see people who've left their bodies. That's not something that I know how to do. But I did create the work to help you be able to see angels. So, if you've got questions about this, and I expect you may have some, go ahead and post them here. I'll do my best to answer them. Again, these are my thoughts and impressions based on what I am seeing and appreciating and hearing from working with angels. They come through the filter of me. Others may have a different view of this. And this is supposed to be a really wonderful, good thing. And I hope that you'll take it in the way that this is intended. So I'm going to keep talking about this, even though it's a little out of my comfort zone. I'm going to talk more and more about it as we get into the end of this year and into the beginning of the new year. So I will see you again soon. And that's all for right now.